Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's time to get funky with this monkey. That was a terrible intro, but this beer is called Monkey. It is from, by no surprise, we're looking at the label, one of my favourite breweries, Blue Monkey, and they've just called it Monkey, which could feel lazy, but to be honest, the beer itself, well, has to be anything but, because this is a coconut mild, which, well, is anyone else doing it? I'm not familiar with any. Anyway, it's definitely going to be something new. I've not had it yet. I've had their mild a long time ago, but they've refined the recipe since, and now this Monkey is a coconut adaptation, which, as you can probably tell from the bottle, is meant to taste a bit like a chocolate bar that's filled with coconut. May or may not be called Bounty. Who knows? It is a 4% chocolate coconut mild. I stand corrected. We'll go into the rest of the label later, but yeah, this should be very, very interesting. Now, I believe these are bottle conditioned, which means there will be a bit of sediment in there, so we'll probably not quite pour the whole thing out. But also, knowing Blue Monkey, when they do bottle condition, they don't tend to put an awful lot of sugar in, so I'm not expecting a very fizzy beer. But let's see how we get on. Blue Monkey glass, of course. So, I'm smiling already because, as expected, there's no head on it. It's not carbonated at all. This is going to be a flat beer, and that is something, if you're buying bottle conditioned beers from Blue Monkey, you just got to accept. But the aroma, even at a distance, smells phenomenal. It's sweet. It's reminiscent of opening the Celebration tin at Christmas. Given that it's August and we've just been subject to week after week of horrific heat wave, Christmas right now sounds very appealing, as does the aroma of this beer. So let's give it a proper sniff, shall we? Oh my. Wow. Oh. You know what? In recent weeks, I've got slightly bored of saying the phrase, it smells like mango and pineapple, because that's every summer beer flavour, apparently. However, rich, deep, dark chocolate, thick, luscious coconut, and here's an interesting one. It's got a bit more nutty thing going on. Now, I'd almost say it's a bit marzipan-esque. I'm not a big fan of marzipan, truth be told, and I don't really like things like amaretto. However, which, the same, it's almondy, is what I'm really getting at. However, Blue Monkey do a version of their Gorilla Stout with amaretto in it, and it's giving similar vibes, so I do wonder whether they've just put a little bit of that in just to up the nuttiness, but maybe not a lot. I don't know. It's giving me, yeah, it is properly giving me that kind of vibe, and yeah, there's an almondiness to it, along with that coconut that feels super rich, super luxe, and I'm really damn excited to get into it. So let's not waste any time. Cheers. Is it bad when a beer nearly makes you cry? I feel like I'm overselling it already, and that's a problem, because if you go and buy this now after watching my reaction to this, you're going to expect the world. And there are things wrong with this beer, and I'll go into it. But as a first sip away from summer drinking, what a way to do it, because this is just oozing flavour on every level, and despite it not being very well carbonated, and there's a few other things we'll get into about why maybe it's not perfect, off that one sip, or two sips, or whatever it was, this is a beer of the year contender.
Beer of the year contender.
Already. It's mainly because it's different, And it's getting there because I've not experienced anything quite like this. Certainly not for a very long time. So yeah, I'm just all in excited for this. So what does it actually taste like? Well, I'm absolutely convinced there is a bit of that amaretto flavouring that they put in the Gorilla variant in there. It's very similar, but then there's heaps of sweet, rich coconut. The chocolatey base is there, but I'm fairly convinced it's probably chocolate malt rather than an actual chocolate additive. It's not super rich and deluxe on the chocolate, but it is very much robust chocolate, if that makes any sense at all. And what is impressive is, and I was worried about how this was going to go, because milds, by their very nature, are maybe not the most flavourful. They have a distinct, light, almost spritzy character. And going in big with chocolate and coconut could really wipe that out completely. Obviously, the base beer would still be a mild, but maybe not particularly recognisable as such. This is not the case, because the underlying, slightly fresh, very lightly hopped, young, bright beer flavour that you get in a mild does come through quite a lot, which I'm very, very impressed by. So before I just start ranting on about how this might be the best beer I've had in the last 6 months, let's do a proper top to bottom taste test. And I'll also caveat this with saying, in terms of traditional metrics, it is not the best in terms of traditional metrics, it is not the best beer I've had in the last 6 months for sure. However, this might be the beer I've enjoyed the most out of the last 6 months, and that's got to stand for something. Right, so let's get to it. Initially, right at the front of the tongue, no carbonation, obviously, but that's where you get that really distinct almondy, marzipan-y, Bakewell top kind of experience right up front, and that's what's making me absolutely convinced they've used some of the same things. That though drips off, and you start to get rich, like not dried coconut, like the rich kind of, I don't want to say moist, but you know what I mean. Proper block, compact coconut that's still got some of hints of the coconut milk in there. There's a bit of a chocolate note running all the way through. It's just subtle, underlying, running throughout the whole breadth of the beer. And on the swallow, and just after, is where you get a real sensation that this is a proper mild. There's got that. I don't really know how to describe that young beer taste. I'm just not educated enough to bring the words out, probably. But if anyone who enjoys mild will know what I mean. It's got, because it's low hop, it's got very malty flavours and characters, but they're not depthy. It's almost like just a whisper of dark biscuits. A whisper of dark biscuits. Did I really say that? Anyway, it's what came to my head, so we're going to run with it. It's got that thing, and then as it mellows out, heaps more coconut. The chocolate really starts to build now. It's neither sweet or bitter. It's kind of a hybrid milk chocolate, dark chocolate thing. And to finish off, you're actually left with underlying notes of chocolate and coconut, but also that freshness, that very mild flavour lingers in the mouth as well, making you think, why have I only got one bottle of this? Looks like I'm going back to the shop. Right, let's take a look at the bottle. So on the front, as we've already discussed, it says Monkey, a 4% chocolate coconut mild from Blue Monkey Brewery. And on one side it says, Blue Monkey Brewery, since hitting the beer world in 2008, Blue Monkey has gained a powerful reputation by winning more than 100 national awards. I feel like those awards counts are going up every week. I swear, every week they win something, and deservedly so. Allergy advice is, it's all the whole ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat and hops. Please drink responsibly. And bluemonkeybrewery.com in Giltbrook, Nottingham. On the other side, about this beer in particular, it says Monkey, chocolate coconut mild, brewed with a blend of rich malts, gently infused to give a creamy, chocolatey and tropical coconut taste, a bounty in a bottle. Question mark. It says bottle conditioned may contain sediment. 2 units exactly in this bottle because it's 4%. I'm just going back to the ingredients. Water, malted barley, wheat and hops. Really? Is that it? If that's it, I've not got a bottle of the Amaretto Gorilla to compare, but if that is all that's in there, I'm absolutely gobsmacked, to be honest. That's incredible. And if it's not, I want to know. But please, if anyone from Blue Monkey is watching, please comment below. Let me know if this has got any of the same ingredients in the terms of additions as the chocolate and Amaretto Gorilla has, because I would love to know if I am right or I'm just tasting similarities based on nothing at all. Best before the 14th of January next year, and yeah, I mean, it's just take a good look, because if you see it, honestly, if you like dark beer and those kind of flavours, you're absolutely going to want to try it. So, final thoughts. Well, I did say it had some issues, and we should cover them. Issues are subjective, of course. Firstly, whilst I don't like heavily carbonated dark beer, a little bit more, as always, would be my preference with this. However, that's the thing that they do, and it's fine. It's very thin, and that's because of the beer style. Milds are not meant to be thick and luxurious. They're traditionally a cheaper beer option. That said, when you're mixing it in with big, decadent, rich flavours, in terms of a balancing act, I think just a bit more body on it would have been a hit, but maybe the flavour that is so fantastic wouldn't be quite possible changing the consistency. So again, I'm willing to forego it, and my only other complaint is that at this moment this is not part of their core and regular range, which means if they've sold out of it already, I'm going to be really sad. And that really is all I have to say about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe if you would be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.